Hey Naturally Glam fam, it's your girl Jonna, and today is my 1 year Loc-versary, and I want to come talk to you guys about it.
Damn. Yeah.
July 22nd, 2022, I started my locks, and so today is July 22nd, 2023. It's been a year. I've been keeping quiet about it, about my locks for the first year, because I wanted to kind of go through the experience for a year, and then I would feel like I would have something to talk about really. So I have been taking a lot of footage, and I'll do another video where I share the my hair journey more detailed. Today this is just going to be about my 1 year of locks, you know, where I started to today, and just kind of sharing my experience. I'm hoping that this helps someone else out there, because I know when I was thinking about starting locks, I watched a lot of videos like this, and it really helped me to kind of confirm what it was that I wanted to do, why I wanted to do it, and how I wanted to go about doing it. And even though I knew my loctician was going to educate me, I wanted to make sure that I kind of had a perspective before I went to her. The starting point why I decided to start my lock journey was initially, prior to even coming to that determination, that I had been on what I guess you would call a surrendering journey, and just trying to surrender more in my life in all aspects, and to kind of just be and let things be, and learn how to sit in things and sit with things and not try to control things. And that's what kind of led me to the idea of wanting to start the locks, and how I decided I wanted my lock experience to be. Also, let's just keep it a buck, I'm busy, and I got a little kid, and he's busy, and some health issues that I've been experiencing with my thyroid. I don't have as much energy as I used to have. Maintaining loose natural hair, it's a lot. If you want to keep it looking a certain way, if you want to have a certain aesthetic. And when I got pregnant, I had terrible carpal tunnel syndrome, and I could really not do my own hair. It was so painful to like detangle my hair and stuff like that, and like standing in the shower for long periods of time to detangle and all that, it just wasn't gonna happen. So I actually started, you know, going to Fawny at Salon Noah, and she had been doing my hair my entire pregnancy for every like 2 to 3 weeks, and she kept doing that even after I had my son, up until the point where I decided I wanted to start my locks, which is like early 2022. Because basically I had gotten to the point where I was so busy that I wouldn't even take the 2-strand twist out. And she had said something about how my hair was starting to lock, and so I said, well, maybe I just need to go get locks. And so at the time I was like, hey, you know, it was just like a fleeting thought. The thought kept coming back to me, and it kept coming back to me. And so that's when I started watching a lot of YouTube videos about locks, and I came across a couple people sharing their journey and why they were locking their hair, and how it's more than just like hairstyle. And that kind of resonated with me. This is just another piece of me surrendering. That was really what made me decide to start the journey. I did start with 2-strand twist. That was recommended for me by my loctician. Shout out to Nikki J, ADI by Nicole J. So that was recommended to me over like comb coils, because I have what they call hands and hair syndrome. I'm always touching my hair consciously and subconsciously. So she thought that the best thing would be to have the 2-strand twist, because I wouldn't have to worry about them unraveling. It would keep the style a little more intact as I'm waiting for it to lock. That was her recommendation, and I agreed. Plus I was already used to 2-strand twists. I never got comb coils. As far as the parting system, like the grid, I decided to go with what they call grab pieces, which is basically just, they're not the exact same size. We wanted to keep the actual end result lock a consistent size, versus worrying about the parting being a consistent size. This is about surrendering. This is about just letting the hair do what it do. And so while I did have like some type of you know, idea of like the size I wanted them to be. I wasn't just gonna freeform locks. Some are larger than others at the base where the parts are, but the idea was to have enough hair so that the locks themselves would be uniform. These are considered medium locks. I didn't want to do anything too small and I didn't want to do anything too big, so this is the perfect size for me. They might be a little dusty, they might be a little crusty. It's been 4 weeks since I have gone to get my hair done, and I'll be going back in a couple weeks, so excuse the grays and all that. So for year 1, my loctician does not color your hair for the first year. You got to get through year 1, so I cannot wait when I go back in a couple weeks to get my grays color, because I'm sick and tired of y'all. Okay, I'm sick and tired of these grays. I don't like them. Yeah, that's how the hair is looking right now, and I will put in a clip of how the starter locks look here so you guys can see. I started with 2-strand twist. Even in some of my locks now, you can kind of still see, because these are the original. So those same 2-strand twists that you see in the video are basically, this is it. This is them right here. Like I can kind of feel like that bump in my lock, and I know that that's where those 2-strand twists started, and those are that's still that same hair on there. So I think that's so cool. I did find it interesting that some of my hair does have like curls on the end, just because that's just how it did, and I'm cool with it. Some of them do, some of them don't. Some of my, like, so I have like that hand in hair where I was constantly keeping my hands in my hair, and I think I have a lot where the I think this is it right here. So I can see, like, you can kind of see right there where the 2-strand twist, like that space right there. That's from me constantly having my hands in my hair and the 2-strand twist coming unraveled. Okay, maintenance. How do I maintain my locks? I don't. I go to 80 by Nicole J. I do nothing. When I tell y'all I do nothing, people don't believe me. Nothing. I don't do anything. I don't even do the stuff I'm supposed to do. I don't even do the one thing I'm supposed to do. The one thing I'm supposed to do is wrap my hair with like a silk scarf or a satin scarf. I do not. I should. I have a satin bonnet. It's right by my bed. I have a satin pillowcase. It's also right by my bed. I don't do it. I know it's bad, it's wrong, and I'm trying to work on myself. Typically, and you know how satin bonnets do, they get up and go watch Netflix all night while you sleep anyway. So I typically don't have my satin bonnet on, but that's the one thing I'm supposed to do that I don't do as far as maintenance. Other than that, there is no maintenance that I do personally at home. I know a lot of people do their own locks at home. They want to keep their coins in their pocket, and that's their business. Me personally, I prefer to give my coins to somebody else, support another Black-owned business, give her my money and let her do it. Get somebody else to do it was a person, they would put my picture there. When it comes to my hair, I don't want to do it. I want somebody else to do it, and I pay her gladly. I give her my coins every 6 weeks. So I do go every 6 weeks. I do not wash my hair. I don't do nothing. When I tell you nothing, y'all, I do nothing to my hair in between those 6 weeks. The only thing I do now that my locks are actually, once they graduated, got their first job in their first apartment, they started paying their student loans back. Once they got to that point where they started paying their student loans back and they was real grown, they started paying their student loans back. Then before I would go to get my hair washed and styled, I would do this, where I would turn the lock so to release. That's all I do. I do, on occasion, spray leave-in conditioner. That's the other thing. Like, I don't have no products. No, I have nothing. I don't have anything. I don't even think I have a bottle of shampoo at my house. I have one bottle of Eden Body Works leave-in conditioner, and that's what I use. And when that runs out, I don't know what I'm going to do. My loctician uses the Tree Naturals, and so that's probably what I'm going to go with. I'm probably going to go with whatever she recommends. But if she doesn't recommend, because she also doesn't recommend that I do a whole lot of spraying of leave-in conditioner, so it will more so just be to soften them if they feel stiff and dry, and to also have like give them a little scent. I do have seborrheic dermatitis, where your scalp produces an excess of sebum and it dries and it causes those really scaly flakes. And so since I've had locks though, and I only get my hair washed every 6 weeks, it's amazing that I really don't have as much of a problem as I used to have. It's actually gone down less, and I can go longer before the buildup even starts to happen. And I think it may just because the sebum is able to move about a little bit more freely down my locks, just basically not doing anything. So I'm not stimulating my scalp, because another thing that causes that seborrheic dermatitis to flare is when you stimulate the scalp all the time. So I think just by not really doing nothing to my hair and just kind of letting it do what it do, that has helped. She uses Influence products in the salon, which is a salon grade hair care products, and you can only get them if you're a licensed cosmetologist, or you can buy them from a licensed cosmetologist, like when they retail them in their salon. She uses what she uses. I don't even need to know what she uses, because I'm not going to use it, because I'm not going to do it. The only exception where I would shampoo my own hair is if I know I'm going to get into chlorinated water, or like salt, or like if I know I'm going to the beach and I'm going to actually get my hair wet, and I'm going to the pool and I'm actually going to get my hair wet. Those two things are probably not going to happen. And if they happen, they're probably going to happen by accident. But if they were to happen, if I decide I was going to actually swim, well, first of all, I ain't going to never swim in the ocean, so that's not happening. But if I was going to go to the pool and swim, I would have a conversation with her about it and just get her recommendations. But that's not happening, and that's probably not gonna happen. So challenges, have I faced any challenges during my lock journey? Actually no, because I do not listen. When I tell you, surrender this hair. I surrendered this hair to Nikki like 2 months before I actually started the lives. Like, girl, you can have it, do what you're gonna do. This is what I would like. Here's some ideas of what I'm thinking. She said, okay, based on what you're saying, this is what I think. And I said, okay, girl, sounds good to me. You're the expert here. I just want to I'm just done. So I have not had any challenge. I know some people are challenged because they feel a way about how their hair looks while it's trying to lock, because it does have to frizz. And some people call it the ugly stage and all that. I didn't think it was. I thought it was beautiful. I thought it was dope. The whole thing. I just enjoyed the process, so I didn't have any challenge. The only challenge I had was not making an appointment every 3 weeks to go get my hair done. And Nikki had to tell me, don't make another appointment. Wait 6 weeks. Stop making 3-week appointments. Because when she told me stop doing it, I was like, okay. I set a reminder in my phone, because you have to go in at a certain time to book your appointment. And so I set a reminder on my phone at the 6-week mark. I know at 12 p.m. when her book open up on Sunday, go book your appointment for the week. And that's just basically what I've been doing for these last year. Oh, well, I guess the challenge is me like not following directions, like me not ever putting on a satin bonnet. Like, that's probably a challenge, and I'm still gonna have that challenge. I'm just gonna always have that challenge. So yep. Lessons learned. I don't think I learned a lesson. I think it confirmed the lesson. So like I said before, I already was on the path of surrendering, and I think this experience, it was sort of like, okay, the last year or so, you know, it was so hard. Like, it was really a struggle in my personal life, but like I kind of felt like I was seeing a light at the end of the tunnel, and then I decided to start my locks. And it's been such a peaceful experience of surrendering. I felt like it was almost like this reward. I needed that awakening. I needed to be more conscious about how controlling it I was being with myself and everybody else. And once I kind of tapped into that and I applied it to everything else, and then it was kind of like, this is a chance that I could surrender something to myself, my hair, and really like it be fruitful. And it turned out like I had no expectations, but it is what I wanted. It's almost like my son. Like, he's like everything I wanted that I didn't know I wanted, because I didn't have anything specific in mind. But he's just becoming like yeah, I like this kid, you know. And it's like, that's how I feel about my hair. I let it go. I didn't put any expectations on it, and that's like, I like that. Final thoughts is, if you're considering starting a lock journey, watch videos like this. Maybe somebody else's reasons for starting locks may not be yours. It may be something totally different, but some of it may resonate with you, and then it might also spark, you know, what you're gonna do or how you're gonna lock your hair. It may kind of spark, because the people whose locks journey, the reason why they started it, if it resonated with me, I found that like how they decided to do their locks and everything, I also kind of resonated with that. So that's what I would encourage anybody to do a tons of research, watch tons of videos. If you decide to start your locks with a loctician, first of all, I highly recommend you start your locks with a loctician. And if you go to a loctician, make sure you go to a loctician that's not just going to start locks. Make sure you go to a loctician that's actually going to do a thorough consultation, that they're going to ask you about your health and your eating habits and your hair habits and how committed are you, and they're going to find out a lot more about you than, do you want locks today? Come on in. You want to have somebody with experience to sit down and discuss it with you. Make sure, first of all, your hair is in good condition, because what hair you lock with is the hair you're going to have. Like I said, this is the same 2-strand twist from a year ago. This is the same hair. So it's important that the hair is in good condition. So you want to make sure that somebody's going to take their time, make sure the health of your hair is still the most important thing and not the look of it. And that's going to walk you through the process. And if they can't do it, they're going to recommend someone else who can. So you can start your lock journey off right.
Damn. Yeah.